Let's go, Mr. Miles. Time's wasting.
What's up, ladies and gents? I'm your host, CenterStrain01. Welcome back to more Assassin's Creed 1 walkthrough. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far. Again, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Facebook to stay up to date on when the videos are going to be coming out. Next up is Memory Block Sequence number 3.
Where's Lucy?
Oh, don't worry. She'll be with us soon enough.
So why are you doing all this, Doc? What are you hoping to accomplish?
You turned the television on lately? Read the newspaper?
Never cared much for that stuff.
Then, let me sum it up for you. The world's a mess. It's pathetic, really. You've seen it firsthand yourself. 1,000 years between you and your ancestor, and society remains just as barbaric, just as stupid.
And your point is?
Order, Mr. Miles. The world needs order. That is what we're working towards, and that is what you're helping us to achieve.
You expect me to believe you're building a better tomorrow?
That's exactly what we're doing. The human race calls out for direction. They want to know why they're here, what they're meant to do. Well, we're going to tell them. And once they understand how to live their lives, everything will be better.
Better how?
An end to all conflicts, large and small. Isn't that what you assassins strive for? Peace in all things?
I told you, I'm not an assassin.
Right.
I still don't see where I fit into things.
In time, Mr. Miles. In time, you'll understand. Or you won't. I don't care either way, as long as you show us where it is.
Where what is?
Sorry I'm late. Ready to go?
Yes, we are.
You've done well, Altair, and I'm confident that this is but the first of many successes.
Tamir spoke as if he knew you well. He implied my work had a larger meaning.
Significance comes not from a single act, but the context within which it is performed. The consequences born of it.
Then is there more I need to know?
Altair, your greatest failure was born of knowing too much. If I choose to withhold information, it is only to ensure you do not make the same mistake a second time.
I see.
No, you don't. And it will remain this way until you've learned your lesson. Still, you have performed competently, and as such I restore a rank and will return a piece of your equipment. Go now, either to Akka or Jerusalem. There are men in both cities who require your attention. The Bureau leaders can tell you more about what needs to be done.
So as I'm sure you have noted and noticed, this really does not need much commentary as far as walkthrough goes, because there is just, I'm making this pretty much straight and to the point. If there are any problems that I think you guys might have, I definitely will chime in a little bit to say, hey, this is how I was able to accomplish this specific task. Other than that, commentary for this is going to be definitely at a minimum, as it's been in the previous videos. Everything is the same as it always is. This is a lot easier kind of game to pull off, therefore doesn't need a lot of commentary. It's repetitive, same type of missions over and over again. However, I will try to be here and guide you whenever I can. So hopefully you guys do enjoy, and again, also don't forget to become a Patreon to help me continue to do this for a living, as that is pretty much how I earn any extra money to be able to pay rent and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video, and let's keep it going. And it's finally time to head into the Assassin's Bureau and find out who our target is.
Ah, Altair. A little bird told me you'd be paying a visit.
Al-Muallim has ordered the execution of Garnier de Naplous, and so here I am. What can you tell me about him?
He is the Grand Master of the Knights Hospitaller, and surely keeps his quarters in their district. Beyond that, I cannot say. I suggest you search the city. See what you can learn from the people.
Tell me where they gather and I'll see what I can find.
The public gardens north of here, or what's left of them, are as good a place as any to begin. There's an abandoned market northwest as well that merits watching. And Maria of Jehoshaphat's church to the west remains a popular meeting place. These 3 locations should be sufficient for your needs.
I appreciate the information, Rafiq. It will be put to good use.
See that it is.
It's good you've come, brother. I could use that blade of yours. Too many archers about. This makes it difficult for me to work. Kill them. All of them. And I might be able to assist you in your campaign against the Mad Doctor. Keep in mind, however, that you must do this without being seen. Should you be discovered, they'll sound the alarm and you'll be forced to try again.
So the only thing that I can suggest for these are to try to hit them from behind. Now, obviously, these type of missions, you have to get the archers. You cannot be seen by any of the enemies. So in order to do this, always try to come from an angle that they can't see you. Other than that, it's pretty easy to pull off, and you shouldn't have any problems.
Well done, Altair. With those archers dead, I can be about my business. Take this. It's some sort of work order for repairs to Garnier's hospital. Perhaps it'll be of use to you.
You say he turns away from your suffering, but this is unfair. Untrue. He is but one man, gifted as he is, and can only help so many. Soon, my friends, soon the good doctor will attend to your needs. Be patient, hold hope close. There are many in need of aid, and only one of him. He works tirelessly to serve and save, but these things take time.
With these type of missions, it's very, very simple. You just need to follow this guy until he gets to a location that no one else is around, and then you just start hitting him with your fists. Do not try to kill him. You can only hit him with your fists, and you got to do it out of sight and out of mind from any enemy soldiers, or else it will not work. So hopefully you should be able to pull this off without too many difficulties.
Mercy! Mercy! Don't kill me. I'll do anything you want.
You serve Garnier?
He makes me say these things to keep the people from revolting, to give them hope and make them eager for his touch.
Tell me everything you can about the man.
Yes, of course. I know what happens within, what he really does.
Go on.
Not sick, not wounded when they enter, but once he's got his hands on them, then the pain begins.
He's no healer then. Just a sick, cruel man.
I don't know what it is he does to make them cry so loud, but it must be stopped before more are made to suffer. Will you stop him?
It's why you still live.
He is cautious. You must pick the proper time. Go to him when he attends to the patients. He forgets the world around him, becomes lost in his work. Yes, strike then.
I thank you for the information.
Then you'll let me go?
Would that I could.
Altair? How fares your search for Garnier?
I know when and how to strike.
Share your knowledge with me then.
He lives and works within the Order's hospital, northwest of here. Rumors speak of atrocities committed within its walls. It seems the good doctor enjoys experimenting on innocent citizens. Most of them kidnapped and brought here from Jerusalem.
Clever. By stealing his subjects from another city, he avoids arousing too much suspicion here. But back to the matter at hand. What is your plan?
Garnier keeps mainly to his quarters inside the hospital, though he leaves occasionally to inspect his patients. It's when he makes his rounds that I will strike.
It's clear you've given this some thought. I give you leave to go. Remove this stain from Akka, Altair. Perhaps it will help cleanse your own. Rest here until you're ready to begin your mission.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
Alright, so now it is time to find our target. So once we do that, obviously, now the missions that you do inside that will grant different opportunities. So if you are to complete every single little side objective in order to unlock it all, you'll actually have different ways of going about inside your mission. Like, for instance, there might be some scholars that you can hide and move around the level because you helped them out during the prep phase of this mission. So different things you do allow you to do different things in the game. I'm just showing you the basic simple ways so that you yourself can complete this without any problems.
Help me! Help me! Please! You must help me!
Enough, my child. I asked you to retrieve the patient, not to kill him. There. Everything will be all right.
No!
Give me your hand.
Don't touch me! Not again!
Cast out this fear, else I cannot help you.
Help me? Like you helped the others? You took their souls! I saw! But not mine! No! You'll not have mine!
Take hold of yourself. Do you think this gives me pleasure? Do you think I want to hurt you? But you leave me no choice.
Every kind word matched by the back of his hand. All lies and deception. He won't be content until all bow before him.
You should not have done that. Return him to his quarters. I'll be along once I've tended to the
You
others.
can't keep me here. I'll escape again.
No, you won't. Break his legs, both of them. I'm so sorry. Have you people nothing better to do?
So for here, we're just going to go inside, and we're going to locate our target, which shouldn't be too difficult to do. He actually talks throughout the whole thing, so you'll be able to find him pretty easily. Sneak up behind him, of course, without his guard seeing, and then execute him. But remember that no matter what you do, as soon as you execute him, you will be seen by guards, and stay away from the guys that are walking around that look like they have problems with themselves, as they will try to come after you as well.
How did you do it?
Let go your burden.
I'll rest now, yes. The endless dream calls to me. But before I close my eyes, I must know what will become of my children.
You mean the people made to suffer your cruel experiments? They'll be free now to return to their homes.
Homes? What homes? The sewers? The brothels? The prisons that we dragged them from?
You took these people against their will.
Yes. What little will there was for them to have. Are you really so naive? Do you appease a crying child simply because he wails? But I want to play with fire, Father. What would you say? As you wish. Then you'd answer for his burn.
These are not children, but men and women full grown.
In body, perhaps, but not in mind. Which is the very damage I sought to repair. I admit, without the piece of Eden, which you stole from us, my progress was slowed. But there are herbs, mixtures, and extracts. My guards are proof of this. They were madmen before I found and freed them from the prisons of their own minds. And with my death, madmen they will be again.
You truly believe you were helping them?
It's not what I believe. It's what I know.
Now that we have completed the assassination, it is time to run. Again, this always happens every single time that you are playing a mission and you complete an assassination. Whereas in the future games, you can actually assassinate your target, sometimes without anyone even knowing that you were there. So we're just going to head out of here. Now, it might take you a while to find a hiding spot that is out of the way of any of the guards that are following you. They're actually pretty good at following you. Even if they don't see you, they know exactly where you're going. So give it, you know, a few tries, and you should be able to escape their grasps. Of course, it takes long depending on just how slow you are. As you can see, these kind of things slow us down a little bit. And a guard was able to see us get inside there, so we can't use that. But we can use this next one since we are pretty far away from any enemies right now. And as you can see, once you go in here and they've lost sight of you, even though they will know exactly where you are, they will not search anything that they do not see you themselves go into. So now we are pretty much clear to go, and we can go ahead and head back to the Assassin's Bureau and complete our mission.
What news, Altair?
Garnier is dead.
Then you should return to Masyaf with news of your victory.
There is something else.
Speak it then, or would you have me read your mind?
What do you think he wanted from these people? That he would keep them and experiment on them as he did?
Yours is not to ask, but act, Altair. It doesn't matter what he did or why. Only that he's dead.
But Garnier seemed to believe he was helping these people.
Is that what you saw?
No. What I saw was not a place of healing, but of pain.
Then why are we having this conversation?
I don't know. Forget I spoke of it.
I already have.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
Have you news for me, Altair?
Garnier de Naplous is dead.
Excellent. We could not have hoped for a more agreeable outcome.
And yet...
What is it?
The doctor insisted his work was noble, and looking back, those who were supposedly his captives seemed grateful to the man. Not all of them, but enough to make me wonder. How did he manage to turn enemy into friend?
Leaders will always find ways to make others obey them, and that is what makes them leaders. When words fail, they turn to coin. When that won't do, they resort to baser things, bribes, threats, and other types of trickery. There are plants, Altair, herbs from distant lands that can cause a man to take leave of his senses. So great are the pleasures it brings, men may even become enslaved by it.
You think these men were drugged then? Poisoned?
Yes, if it truly was as you describe it.
Herbs. This seems a strange method of control.
Our enemies have accused me of the same.
The promise of paradise.
They think it is a garden, overflowing with women and pleasure. That I drug you as Garnier did his men, and tempt you with his rewards.
They do not know the truth of it.
Which is how it must be.
But if they knew the truth of it, that all we seek is peace.
Then they would not fear us, and we would have no hold over them. Go. It is time you continued with your work. Another rank is restored to you, as is a piece of your equipment. We'll speak again when the next has fallen.
And here we are, back with the next mission again. So we're at a different location this time, and we're going to be doing the exact same thing. We're going to find the way to actually get through without causing any attention to ourselves, except for people do actually sometimes see us climb these things, but as long as no guards see us, then we're good to go. So we're going to go in, grab the viewpoint, head to the Assassin's Bureau as always, and start our repetitive missions in order to get to the assassination. Now, this assassination target is a lot different than the ones we've done previously because there will be a chase involved, and I would say this is definitely one of the funnest ones to do in this game.
Fine life can be yours. Talal understands your pain. What you lack, he will provide. All that is asked is an honest day's work. A small...
I'll have your hand for that! End it before it has a chance to begin!
safety and peace, Malik.
Your presence here deprives me of both. What do you want?
Al-Muallim has asked...
Ask that you perform some menial task in an effort to redeem yourself. So be out with it.
Tell me what you can about the one they call Talal.
It is your duty to locate and assassinate the man, Altair, not mine.
You'd do well to assist me. His death benefits the entire land.
Do you deny his death benefits you as well?
Such things do not concern you.
Your actions very much concern me.
Then don't help me. I'll find him myself.
Wait. It won't do having you stumble about the city like a blind man. Better you know where to begin your search.
I'm listening.
I could think of 3 places. South of here in the markets that line the border between the Muslim and Jewish districts. To the north near the mosque of this district, and east in front of St. Anne's Church, close to the Babariha Gate.
Is that everything?
It's enough to get you started, and more than you deserve.
If the guard won't take action, it falls to us to do something.
What you propose is madness.
But necessary. How many more will we allow to go missing before the people take a stand?
It does not affect us.
Not yet. But if we continue to do nothing, it will.
And what do you propose?
I've watched the man. Learned everything there is to know about his operation. It's all here on a map I've made. He inspects his stock every day at the same time. This is when I'll strike.
So you have a piece of paper. It won't save you when you're discovered. Won't shield you from their swords and arrows.
If all goes well, it won't come to that. Anyway, it's a risk I'll have to take. Wish me luck, my friend.
Indeed. You'll need it.
Thank you, my boy. I only wish my sons were half as brave as you. I'll see to it that they hear this tale and know what it is to be a true hero.
He's a coward. If it wasn't for the money, I'd be long gone.
You're either stupid or blind. Maybe it's both.
How can you say that?
You didn't see what happened.
I saw well enough. Our caravan was attacked, and the first thing he did was flee.
No, he didn't run.
What are you talking about?
Do you forget what became of the men who attacked us?
Felled by our archers, thanks be to God.
Not our archers, him, alone.
So you're saying he saved us?
Yes, he headed for higher ground. Used his bow to kill them.
I had no idea.
The man's a master archer. You do well to remember that.
king and his army of infidels. They go against the will of God and must be mixed.
Malik.
Come to waste more of my time?
I found Talal. I'm ready to begin my mission.
That is for me to decide.
Very well. Here's what I know. He traffics in human lives, kidnapping Jerusalem citizens and selling them into slavery. His base is a warehouse located inside the Barbican, north of here. As we speak, he prepares a caravan for travel. I'll strike while he's inspecting his stock. If I can avoid his men, Talal himself should prove little challenge.
Little challenge? Listen to you. Such arrogance.
Are we finished? Are you satisfied with what I've learned?
No. But it will have to do. Rest, prepare, cry in the corner. Do whatever it is you do before a mission. Only make sure you do it quietly.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
Now that we are outside his building, we need to enter, and then we can let the magic hit.
What now, slaver?
Do not call me that. I only wish to help them, as I myself was helped.
You do no kindness imprisoning them like this.
Imprisoning them?
Help me!
I keep them safe.
Save me!
Preparing them for the journey that lies ahead.
What journey? It is a life of servitude.
You know nothing. It was folly to even bring you here. To think that you might see and understand.
I understand well enough. Show yourself.
So you want to see the man who called you here?
You did not call me here. I came on my own.
Did you? Who unbarred the door? Cleared the path? Did you once raise your blade against a single man of mine, huh? No. All this I did for you. Step into the light then, and I will grant you one final favor. Now I stand before you. What is it you desire?
Come down here. Let us settle this with honor.
Why must it always come to violence? It seems I cannot help you, for you do not wish to help yourself. And I cannot allow my work to be threatened. You leave me no choice. You must die.
Kill him! Give up now! You've nowhere to run! You are keep him away from me! You're mine! No! You can't escape!
Alright, so we need to chase him down. Now you'll see that the chase mechanics aren't very well fleshed out in this game. They do get a lot better. You can tackle a lot easier. But here it's a little bit more difficult. You try to tackle and he'll actually try to hit him instead of really tackling him. So I'm just going to skip this part a little bit until we get towards the end where we actually have to fight him. And of course you guys know the deal with the combat. Use your counters as much as you can. Some people are a little bit harder to counter than others. As you can see, that is a longer attack, so it takes a little bit longer to pull that off. And then we can move in for the assassination.
You know where to run now. Share your secrets with me.
My part is plain. The Brotherhood is not so weak that my death will stop its work.
What Brotherhood?
Al-Mualim is not the only one with designs upon the Holy Land. And that's all you'll have from me.
Then we are finished. Beg forgiveness from your god.
He's long abandoned us. Long abandoned the men and women I took into my arms.
What do you mean?
Beggars, whores, addicts, lepers. Do they strike you as proper slaves? Unfit for even the most menial tasks? No. I took them not to sell, but to save. And yet you'd kill us all. For no other reason than it was asked of you.
No. You profit from the war. From lives lost and broken.
Yes, you would think that, ignorant as you are. Wall off your mind. They say it's what your kind do best. Do you see the irony in all this? No, not yet, it seems. But you will.
And of course, it is time to run. It's a very rinse and repeat, and that was the biggest drawback to Assassin's Creed 1, was the fact that everything was always the same, every single mission. Nothing changed, very repetitive missions, always the same thing over and over. But again, just like all the other ones before, you need to run, find a hiding spot, and when you do, stay there, and then once your marker turns green, then you're pretty much good to go. But also remember that once you have killed a target, it will never, ever go back to normal until you go to the Assassin's Bureau and finish the mission. Meaning that guards will always be on aware for you because they know that someone killed the target, and therefore it'll never go back to just normal. So one other thing is that sometimes when you're jumping, you might do a jump behind like that, like you see me jumping behind. It's like I said, this is like they haven't really fleshed out the gameplay or what they wanted to do with the gameplay until about Assassin's Creed 2, and it definitely gets a lot better. But I always make the joke about magnets, how you're always magnetized towards certain aspects of the level depending on where you want to jump and move. And I've never been a fan of that, but I understand why it needs to be in there for a game where you can climb on, you know, rooftops and stuff like that. It's actually very much needed, but it always does get a little frustrating sometimes as well. But you can see just how easy that can be once you get a little bit of a lead on the enemies themselves. So guys, that is going to do it for the assassination mission. It is time that we now pretty much head back to the Assassin's Bureau and finalize our target kill.
Altair! Wonderful to see you return to us. And how fared the mission?
The deed is done. Talal is dead.
Oh, I know. In fact, the entire city knows! Have you forgotten the meaning of subtlety?
A skilled assassin ensures his work is noticed by the many.
No! A skilled assassin maintains control of his environment.
We can argue the details all you'd like, Malik. But the fact remains I've accomplished the task set to me by Al-Muallim.
Go then. Return to the old man. Let us see with whom he sides.
You and I are on the same side, Malik.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
Damn it! What's the problem now?
I'm getting weird temperature readings. I think the Animus is overheating.
Christ, it's always something! How long?
Too soon to tell.
These delays are unacceptable, Miss Stillman. I want progress reports every hour.
It's gonna be a while, Desmond. Why don't you go lie down or something? Get some rest.
Why is he always yelling at you? It's his machine.
His theories. He's not the one who built it.
Who did? You?
No. Abstergo has a team of engineers. Not much they don't have. But I did oversee the assembly. Guess that's why he gets so angry with me.
He's a dick.
He's under a lot of pressure. We all are.
Can't believe you're defending the guy.
Warren saved my life, so if he wants to yell a little, let him.
What do you mean he saved your life?
You're not the only one who doesn't get to go home at night.
Wait, are you saying you're a prisoner?
When they first approached me, I was finishing up my PhD. The university had made it clear I had no future there. They didn't like the subject of my doctorate, called it pseudoscience. Said keeping me on would discredit and embarrass them. It was the same everywhere. Other universities, companies I interviewed with. Pretty soon I was out of money and out of time. I was this close to waiting tables. Then I got a letter.
From Vidic?
He said he'd been following my career since undergrad, that he believed in my work and wanted to meet to discuss my future. You have no idea how good it felt to hear that. So I met with him. What did I have to lose?
And he offered you a job.
Yes, here at Abstergo, helping out on the Animus project. I'd have a chance to test my theories and prove the professor's wrong. How could I turn that down?
I think I'm missing the part where you became a prisoner.
Sometimes I wonder if they weren't behind it all. If they manipulated events so that I'd get desperate. They can do that. They can do anything. I didn't think when I agreed to come here. They even told me I'd be trapped. For 6 months, a year max. Once the product launched, there'd be no need for secrecy anymore. But until then, I'd be a guest of the company. At least, that's what they said.
And when the Animus was ready?
They came in while I was sleeping. 3 guys. Guns. They dragged me out of bed. God. The worst part is I knew them. One guy, Richard, we ate lunch together sometimes. And now he was gonna... They were cracking jokes. I tried to pull away. He hit me. And that's when he told me I was going to die.
Christ, what did you do?
Nothing. I kept telling myself it wasn't real. And then Warren was there, shouting at them to get away from me. And they listened.
Jesus.
He's not a happy man, Desmond. I wouldn't even say he's a good man, but he saved my life. They never came for me again, and he promised they never would.
You're still stuck here working for these nut jobs.
But I'm alive. Anyway, I really do need to get the Animus repaired. I'll see you tomorrow, Desmond.
Ladies and gents, thank you so much for watching my Assassin's Creed 1 walkthrough. This has been Memory Block number 3. Hopefully you're getting something out of it. Also, let me know if there's anything I can do to better these videos. Again, don't forget to become a Patreon. It really, really helps me out to continue to do what I love to do for you guys and is very much needed. And of course, don't forget to follow me, CenterStrain01, on Facebook and on Twitter. I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next mission.